Big LIL, the low impedance loop, is out in the woods. We did a daytime and a nighttime band scan and an overall kind of video on what's going on with that loop. If you want to see that, stick around. Hey everybody, my name is Paul, W1 VLF, and welcome back to the lab. So today's episode is going to be on the large LIL, low impedance loop. If you haven't seen the previous versions of it, you can go back and see how this whole thing evolved 3 or 4 videos ago. As it stands, I got it out in the woods. I had it up on the concrete blocks 6 inches above the ground. One side was only 6 or 8 inches above the ground, maybe a foot. And I wanted to get it so that it was much easier to turn and aim between northeast and southwest, and then northwest and southeast. So looking like over towards Europe and Russia and Germany and whatnot. So I made up a couple of mounts. You'll see some video of that. I'll try to speed up the parts that are kind of boring. Then at the end, we'll do a band scan. We'll do one band scan around about maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I think it was. And the other band scan we're going to do around 9:30 at night, when things sort of quiet down and the VLF bands sort of come alive. And there's a dramatic difference between how many stations are there and the signal strength of those stations. So again, this is the 9 foot by 9 foot low impedance loop. It is now mounted in a diamond configuration as opposed to a horizontal section across the ground on blocks. I'm not sure how much difference that made. Maybe some. It's hard to tell. You know, when you're something that's that big and that heavy, it's hard to take exact readings. And 300 feet away from the house, that means every round trip is 600 feet. 2 round trips is a quarter of a mile, and I ain't getting any younger. So I guess I could bring something out into the woods with me, a laptop and an HF Discovery, and maybe do some readings that way. One thing, this loop, being as large as it is, seems to drop off in amplitude, maybe at 150 or 200 kilohertz, somewhere like that. That's just rough. I haven't done any real super testing on that. And so I think I mentioned that once before, and Yusuf, or Prague, the guy behind the AirSpy and all the software, AirSpy or SDR Sharp, said, hey, why don't you, instead of using 10 taps on the number 75 core, which is allowing you to see way down low in frequency with all that inductance, why don't you try tapping it? So I did on the smaller LIL that I had here. Let me just grab that. So this one here, you guys remember this one? I put the tap loop, because on this one, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but I have one section here that comes apart. Okay, and I will solder it. This is sort of my experimental loop, so now I just pound it back into place. And this suggestion by Prague was really a good one, because with 10 turns on this 75 core, you end up with really good response down low in frequency. It's nothing like what you're going to see out in the woods here. But it rolls off pretty quickly. So with tapping only 1 or 2 turns, and this is all empirical, but here's like the real quick results. 1 or 2 turns on this transformer equals pretty good reception up in the up to about 4 megahertz. 4 or 5 turns in the AM broadcast band, and then all 10 turns. I made 10 separate turns here, which I think was too much. I think it could be done with 10 turns total and only 2 or 3 tapping points. So that may be something I do later on with the big LIL outside. But right now, we're just going to go through kind of getting that thing mounted in place, what kind of construction it took to get it mounted upright, and then a couple of band scans. Now I gotta admit the band scans are kind of a little bit clunky, so I apologize for that. But if you stick around to the end, I'll have a whole bunch of pictures of what it is I did to build up the mount and everything. So appreciate it if you guys could do that. Stick around and check that out. I also promised to come up with a watertight version of this this core and choke assembly to drive the loop or to sample the loop out there, and I didn't do that either because once Prague said, hey, why don't you try tapping that thing, the idea of building it all one time and just leaving it out there went to hell, because now if I can just put a box with a 3-position switch on it, I can sort of tune this very broadly. So what are the advantages of this antenna? Works super down to, you'll see, about 16 kilohertz. I can even see DCF 77 very strong out of Germany. No preamp is required out at the antenna, nothing active. Small E-field probes for me don't work because of that big station that's right down the road. I always have overload. So this allows you to bring the antenna right in, nothing in the way. If you want to put up a low pass filter in there and roll off the high end band, there's no DC going out, there's nothing. So forgive me if I didn't finish up the watertight version, but I fully intend to do that so that I can go out there and, say, in the summertime, click to the higher bands, or in the winter, make the full core, make use of the full number of turns so that we can listen in the long wave bands. Anyway, that's it. From here, the rest is going to be behind the ham station computer, and check it out, because I think it's pretty cool. Anybody who's interested in listening to VLF stations, not that there's really anything to listen to, or perhaps monitoring them for whatever reason, I think you'll be pretty satisfied. Thanks a lot. This is W1 VLF leaving the air here, and I'll be back on over at the computer. Okay, we're here. Got this mounted out in the woods now. Where's the feed point? There it is. Okay, still with the quick disconnect. The house is back there. And it's, the 9-foot by 9-foot loop. I got a guide to these bricks, concrete blocks, and it's suspended above the ground by about, what would you say, about a foot maybe, something like that. So, but I'm not happy with this arrangement right here, because every time I want to change direction, like right now we're pointed northeast. Every time I want to change direction, let's say to the northwest, what happens is I have to pull that block up over there and slide it and put the antenna down. So I'm going to try to mount it on my existing pole here. I'm going to put one of those big brackets that I showed earlier right here and another one down below. So the bottom of the loop will probably end up being, I don't know, maybe a foot off the ground or something like that, but it's going to be in the diamond configuration. Well, so I'm going to tape it anyway. This may not make it into the video if this doesn't work. So if not, then we'll just do some comparison. So let me just set the camera up and get to work. Here are the two arms that I made. I'm going to start mounting these to the pipe. Okay, that should be close enough to start off with. I'm going to try to move the antenna over here now. Build a little, at the bottom here, I'm going to build up some of those blocks so the antenna is up high enough to just lay right up against these poles, these brackets, and then we'll try putting U-bolts on, and then we'll square it all up after. So let's give that a shot. Well, that looks pretty good. Now let's see if we can swivel this to the northeast. pretty good vertical. So now I'll tighten everything up and then we'll go inside and take a look. Hey everybody, we're back over at the ham station here now with the SDR Sharp running, and Discovery is the receiver we're using, and you just saw me outside putting the antenna on the new mount and orientating it to the northeast, and I'm pretty excited because even though it's let's see, 149, pretty much the center of the day, I'm seeing a lot of stations here that I haven't seen before. So I'm going to be moving between the screen here, SDR Sharp, and this screen right here, which is the Wikipedia list of VLF transmitters. Okay, so let's go back and forth between those two screens. So the first thing we can see over here is, and it's very, very weak, but I'll turn the audio on so you can hear just what the background is. And you see all these little spikes down here, zing, 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 zing. All these are from my neighbor's fence. It is not off right now, although it's much weaker than it used to be. It's not off. At 5 o'clock tonight, it'll go off, and these signals would have a much better signal to noise ratio because we have an artificial noise floor here. You can also see that there's kind of a little bit of spiking going on over here like this, lightning strikes, but for the most part, it's pretty quiet. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a listen to just what the ambient background garbage sounds like. Okay, we'll move it around a little. Okay, and then you see this right here, 16.4. If you listen, you'll hear the same kind of data here over and over. It's a little bit difficult to hear, but at 16.4, actually it's really hard to hear, isn't it? Before it was a little bit better, but okay, so there's just the ambient noise floor. Yeah, once you hear this sound further up the band, you'll recognize it. Okay, so we're at 16.4, and now we're going to take a look and see where that is. 16.4 is JXN here in Norway. All right. There's also one just below that at 15.8, but it's very hard to see. But you can see the other one here. So let's move up the band. And there's a pretty strong one at 18.2. Okay, actually 18.290. So let's call it 18.3, and we'll go back to the list. No, it's not that one. Oh, it's I guess these guys can switch frequency, but they have three of them here. 18.3. This one's in France. So, and again, it's daylight hours, and we're doing a band scan of the VLF signals using the low impedance loop 9 feet on a side. So let's go back to, okay, so that's the 18.3 from France. Here's another one up here at 19.5. So let's slide up to that one. See where that is really. 19.6. Maybe not 19.6. Maybe 1958, something like that. Let's take, whoop, there she is. I shouldn't put that on here, huh? Let's see, where are we? 1958. Okay, so that one's in England. It's in Cumbria in the UK. So let's move up the band here a little bit. The next one that we have here is really weak, but you can see the same kind of 200 hertz bandwidth. Let's take a look at that, where that would be. That looks like it's at 20.27. So we'll grab a hold of that one real quick. 20.27. Let's go see what 20.27. This one is in Sardinia, Italy. Oh, that's kind of nice. Never saw that before. Guess I never hung out over the top of those hyperlinks. Anyway, so that one's in Sardinia, Italy. That one I don't usually see at all. Here's another one at 20.25 right here. Oop. Yeah, that's where we are right now, right? 20.2, okay, 27, 20.25. And here's another one pretty strong right over here. This one's at 20.890 or what did I do wrong here? $19.5. Sorry about that. Oh, here we go. Okay, so that's 20.8 or 20.9. Let's go back and getting really so that is 20.8 here. Let's see where if there's a 20.8 somewhere here. Interesting. Let's move back to laying the right spot. 20.9. There's the one that we just previously did. Here's the 20.88. Let me see if I can find that. Go back up to the other set. 20.88. Okay, well, 20.7. There's nothing shown for 20.8, so I don't know exactly where that is, but we'll log it in as having received one. There's another one here. Here's part of my neighbor's fence to the second harmonic, but there's another one right here that you can see. Although it's mixed with a bunch of junk. And that one's at 21.4. So we'll take a look at 21.4. Let's see where that is. 21.4, that's the Hawaiian one. And I'm sort of pointed at that because I'm northeast, southwest, but it would be more west of here, I guess. Okay, so let's go back. This is all garbage. Let's move this one into the bandpass. 22.1. And we'll go take another look at the VLF page here. 22.1 is in... Is it really 22.1? Yep, 22.1. This one's in the UK as well. 22.1, Shelton, UK, GBZ. Okay, so let's drop that. There's another one right here. It's buried in some other kind of noise, but let's bring that in. Okay, this is daytime, so there's no fancy schmancy propagation or anything going on. 22.7. Let's go see what's at 22.7 here. Okay, 22.4, 22.6, 22.6, 22.5, 20. I don't see anything at 22.7. Let me look in this. I don't know why they have them in two sections like this, but okay. So there's one that's kind of unknown. Gonna move over here now. This is the Cutler main station. Very, very strong. And if you look around the center line here, you can see the sideband energy, okay, out several sidebands out. And then there's another station right here. This is a separate station. So let's take a look at that. We'll move that into the passband. Okay, that's on 23.4. So let's go down and see where 23.4 is. .4. That one's in Germany. Okay, pretty strong, pretty far out of the noise. It's just that it happens to be right next to 24. This is in Cutler, Maine. We'll just put that in the center so you can see it. Let me turn this down. That's probably kind of loud. Okay, let's move up the band some more. Here's another one at 24.8. That's NLK. Okay, and then this is the one that's in Lemoore, Dakota, North Dakota, at 25.2. 25.2. It's 26.1, Pearl Harbor. Let's see, is this still? Nope, this one was a transmitter's move to wherever in 1936. I don't. Let's see if we can see anything there. Okay, we don't. Let's move along. Okay, so I don't know what these are, but chances are these aren't anything to deal with. Might be the monitor, some noise coming out of the monitor. So let's just keep moving up the band here. Okay, we're getting closer to the third harmonic at 30 kilohertz here of the fence. You can see the noise building here of the dog fence. Okay, so we'll go right past it. And there's one at 37 kilohertz. Pretty sure somewhere around here. 33, 34, 35. I know this is boring as hell, but I just want to give you a quick band span. Okay, there it is. Let's move it right into the pass band. Okay, so 37.5. Go back. 37.5, 37.6. That's that one's in Iceland. Again, during the middle of the day. In the middle of the day. This is not at night. There might be something over here too at 37 kilohertz, but I don't know. Let's move up to the big one down in Puerto Rico at 40.75. That's pretty strong. You can see how strong that one is. In fact, let me open up the pass band here. So that I just get that station in there. And it's in almost 40 dB out of the noise. And if these guys were gone and I had nice quiet background, it would be even stronger. So the next big one is, I think, up at 60 kilohertz, which is our time signal here in the US. We'll move up there. Here's what, just so you know, here's what the dog fence sounds like. Okay. So let's go up to 60 kilohertz. And we'll see how strong that is. Let me squeeze it up a little bit, make it a little faster, get up to 60 kilohertz faster. 49.50. Here we go. Okay, well, wait a minute. There's something at 67.5. Let's take a closer look at that. I don't know what that is. Or 57.5. Okay. Let's take a look and see where that is. I haven't seen that before. 54. Let's go up to the top here and see. Nope, I don't know what that is. Maybe somebody out there in YouTube land does. But the next one we're shooting for here is 60 kilohertz. Yeah, that's 57.4. All right, let's go up to 60. Now I'm pointed exactly 90 degrees away from this. So, and even there, it's already over 45 dB out of the noise when it's on the high peak. Okay, let me just move back to here. Here's one that should be interesting. Another time signal on 66 kilohertz. 66.666. So let's take a look and see if we can hear that one. This is one I've never seen before. Let's move it. I don't know if this is going to make me go back into... no, it's not. Okay, good. So there's 60.666. I saw this before, just barely. I don't really see it now. But I definitely saw it before. No, I guess not. Okay. I'll try that one a little bit later. Anyway, so there's a band scan. And does this still work at the AM broadcast band? It does, but unfortunately it's not as good. Let me just pop up to 560 kilohertz, which is a station to the north of me here by about... oh, wait a second. Let me go back, because I had the preamp on before when I was trying 66. Or in the CW mode. Let me turn on the preamp. I don't think so. There was a definitely a distinctive line going on and off, just like WWVB here. All right, so let's go back to the AM broadcast, and we'll go up to 560, and you'll see that it still does work pretty well. Where's this? We need to go to, let's say, 8 kilohertz, 8. This is about, I think this is up in Springfield, maybe 50 miles away, something like that. And my big 610. You can see my big 610 that's right next door is way up there. Anyway, this will end it. I'm going to try to grab this a really quick recap that will come up later on of the same stuff, only with all the fence off and some nighttime propagation. So I'll follow up with that right after this. Thank you for listening, and sorry it was so long and drawn out and boring. W1 VLF. Okay, guys, we're back one more time here. Right now, it's as you can see here, it's just about 9:30. It's been dark for a couple hours, and here's we're going to run through this real quick. Hopefully, won't make any mistakes. So here's that 16.4 that we were looking at before, which was barely above the noise. That 16.4, I think, is in Iceland. Excuse me, Norway. Norway is at 16.4. And let's see. So the next one up we're going to look at is this one here, this guy right here. I'll put it in the center. And that's 18.3. These are all over in Europe, and the antenna is pointed towards Europe in that direction. Okay, so 18.3 is that one from France. So we're in full darkness all the way across the Atlantic now. Oh, there's that one. So let's go up to here's one at 19.5. We'll just slide that right underneath here. Oh, let's go back and just take a listen here. I'll let you hear these too. Turn it on. Okay. There's 19.5. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay. Let's go find out where 19.5 is. 1958. This is in Cumbria, the UK. All right. Let's go back and make sure. Is that really 58? Yeah, it's 58. Okay, we got another one here that looks like, let's slide it over. 20.2. And 20.2 is 20.270. 27. That one's in Sardinia, Italy. Let's make sure that's around 2.7. Yep, 20.27. So the next one up is 20.9 approximately. Let's go back and get that. Okay, 20.9, I don't think we saw that one before. I'm not sure where that is. Let's see, is there anything else up here? Nope, doesn't look that way. So let's go back. That's an unknown. 21.5. We'll move 21.5 over into the passband. There's a ton of stations there if you have a decent antenna. So 21.4. And 21.4. 21.4, that's the Hawaiian station. So let's go back and we'll just take a quick scream up through here. And there's 22.2 maybe. 22.1. 22.1 is another one out of the UK in Skelton, I guess it is. Okay, here's 23 something. It's pretty strong. 23.4. 23.4 is in Germany. And we'll go back here. There's our 24. We know about that one. That's in Cutler, Maine. This one is, there's 24.8 here, which is out in Seattle. And this is the one in Lemoore, South Dakota. North Dakota. So let's move up to this guy right here. This guy's pretty weak, but it's at 26.7. And this one I don't know. This one doesn't look familiar to me. 26.7. Turkey. Built around 2000. 26.7. And our next one here looks like it's up around 30 kilohertz. So let's run right up there. $29.7. Don't know where that is either. This is the first time I'm playing with this antenna. $29.7. Looks like that's going to be an unknown. Yeah, I don't know where that one is. Maybe some of you guys out there can make some comments if you do know where they are. Let's go back to... so that's at 29.7. We have one... I think, let's see here. Here's 37.6. 37.5. 37.5. 37.6, probably 37.5. Okay, that's this. That's the Iceland station, and I got something really cool here. Let's see if it's still going. Here's 40.75. Here's our one that's down in Puerto Rico. 40.75. We know that one. And, oh, here's one. Never saw this one before. 45.9. Let's see where 45.9 could be. 45.9. Well, doesn't show. Doesn't show up here either. But this is what we're going to be looking for. We're going to be looking for this one here out of... these other couple here. the time stations. We're going to start looking for those, especially the one over in either Germany or England. I forget where 75 DF77. Pretty sure we can see that. I saw it just a few minutes ago before I fired up. So let's take a look. All right, so there's an unknown at 45.9. There's one at 52. Did I see that back in the chart? 52? Nope, 50 kilohertz. There's a lot of stations that aren't on this list, so maybe this list isn't all that accurate or comprehensive. Now let's go back. There's 52. Look how nice and quiet this is. This antenna is very quiet. There's another one at 57. Maybe 57.5. $57.5. Nope, not listed. Gonna have to. Maybe somebody out there can also tell me if there's a more comprehensive list than this. And here's 60 kilohertz, of course. Oh, here's one at 62.5, a big signal at 62.5. Let's take a quick, or 62, well, 650. And that's another one that I don't see listed. I'd like to know where some of these are. 650, nowhere to be found here. And here's one up here at around 66. 65.8, another unknown. There's a ton of stations in the VLF band. Well, we're actually in LF right now. 68.9. No, that one's gone. All right, so let's go back a little further up the band. These are a bunch of unknowns. I'm going to have to try and find a better source. And 66.6 is the one from somewhere in Russia. That's 66, but I don't see it. Maybe it's not currently working, or maybe it is one of these three carriers here, and I don't know. But the next one we're going to go up to is, this is junk. Still some noise up there. Now we're going to go up to DCF at 77.5, right? Or 77. What is it? There it is, right there. Let's put that in the middle. So that's the DCF 77. Doubtful it's the one in Taiwan. More than likely it's the one in Germany. So that was a really quick look. Hopefully that wasn't too boring at 15 or 20 LF and VLF stations that you can get. And this again is on the large low impedance loop, the one that I showed you earlier today that I was mounting out in the quiet zone. Thanks a lot for everybody for watching. Please subscribe. Hang on a second. Please subscribe if you would. I'm trying to get to 2,000. I think I have around 1,650 subscribers right now, but looking to get to 2,000. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, I may be moving away from loops, and there may be one more loop video in here this season, and a little bit different than this. But then I'm going to move towards some more summertime subjects, which might go in more towards VHF and other things that you can do with your SDR other than listening to RF stuff. So thanks again. Please subscribe if you can. I would really appreciate it, and it would help out the channel. And I'll stand by here, let you listen to DCF in Germany, here in Northwest Connecticut, Harwinton, Connecticut. W1 VLF. Signing out.